Hi everybody, how are you? Welcome back to my channel, Tarot with Anne-Marie, and here we are this evening going through more of our minor arcana cards. And we did a tutorial the other day. The tutorial was all about our swords, and the swords we had were difficult ones. Yeah, so we went through what that all means. Now we're going to show you how to combine them. So any questions, anybody, feel free to come in and please do type your questions. Okay, bear with me 1 second. I'm copying the link and here we go. If you would like to come on as a guest, I thought that had just typed. Clearly not. There we go. Yep, there we go. Fabulous. So now we've got a link if you want to come on and join me for tarot tuition. And so it's been a week, hasn't it? Yeah, there it is all coming up there. So hello to everybody that's on YouTube and Facebook and Twitch. No one on Twitch just yet, but thanks very much watching on YouTube there. Thank you for the thumbs up. Do introduce yourself if you want to take part and you want to share. Hi, hello, you're here. How are you? Passionate Saji, good evening. How are you doing? Yeah, brilliant stuff. How are you? Yeah, good week? Working? I don't know if you're working or whether you're able to actually watch this at your leisure, whichever it happens to be. You're very, very welcome, Passionate Saji. Just let me know if you want to come on, and if you're working, that's absolutely fine as well. So lovely, lovely to have you all on. Are we filling up quite quickly? Thank you. So I am switching scenes. Hello, Carla. Hi, how are you? Are you doing all right with your courses? I hope that you are. You have been doing amazing. I know that you've been working through slowly from the beginners. By the way, folks, if you do want to learn the method, more about what I use, the fusion of cards, do look at my courses on tarotwithanemarie.com. And there you'll find quite a few things. You'll find all sorts to get you going from scratch or to refresh your memory, such as all of the cards in great nuanced depth. The kind of stuff that I'm not covering on here goes much, 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 much deeper. And it combines a lot of astrology and planets and numerology. So, yeah. Oh, brilliant stuff. That's super, you clever bunny. So you are able to kind of keep one ear on what's going on. And yeah, that's fabulous. All right, lovely to have you as always. Thinking about you in case you are in the midst of moving, as we've spoken about before. So, swords. This is a suit that's all about how our mind is working and communication. And it's linked, of course, to the air sign, the elements of air, and that is Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. The suits themselves are all different, of course. We've got, just like in a playing deck, you've got 4 suits. So the moment we're studying swords, I'm trying to help you understand that really what a tarot card will be telling you when you've got that suit is how that person is thinking or communicating with others, or how they are processing that response to any communication they have had with others. So tonight I'm going to actually change the Major Arcana card so that you can actually see how the 5 of Swords meaning can really change. Normally I say, let's do, how am I going to get on at work? All right. How about we actually say, we would imagine that in your spread, that this is, can you look at what's going on? I seem to be having a lot of obstacles in life. So tonight, I would like to look at the position of obstacles. So the person having the reading is saying, things are not great. I don't know what's going on. I seem to be hitting a lot of obstacles. So that's our question for tonight. I thought it would just make it different. So number 1, we're doing swords. Number 2, we're only doing the 5 of swords. And the second thing that we're actually trying to do is say, what does it mean when it comes up in a position where there is obstacles going on in the reading for that person? An old-fashioned way of saying it from the little white book, going back to the Rider-Waite deck, would be what's crossing them. Yeah, it's the obstacles. What obstacles are around our querent? And let's say that we have got a lovely, I don't know, Linda the Libran. I'll probably forget that. Remind me, Linda the Libran. Yeah. Ah, wonderful. Oh. Good for you. Oh, wow, wow, wow. Yeah, I kind of, yeah, good luck. It's all going really well. And, you know, knowing your astrology, which is where the courses come in, and your numerology, and your colours, and your symbology, and the meaning. And you might go, that's an awful lot. Well, if you are going to actually move to being, shall we say, somebody that's a professional doing your spiritual work, it's got to be that if you want to make it, it's no good just having something that is very quick and rapid, and they're in and out. You're not going to be able to survive. So, you know, there's plenty out there for people that want to do that, and you can do that too. But this will help you, if ever you are ready, to take it into the next level where you're looking at the depth of giving readings, so you can read for whatever amount of time you wish for. Okay, and that means, you know, if you're on platforms where you have to do an hour or charge 20 minutes or 30 minutes, you are going to be able to handle it. And so that's what the courses will do. I can only teach you so much here. Let's dive into the 5 of Swords with the World card. What's the obstacle that's going on for Linda? And hi, how are you? Welcome, welcome. Linda the Libra. Yeah, that's really good to have on my screen. I'm going to try and remember that. Yeah, thank you. Linda the Libra. It's just a fictitious character. And we're looking at what's crossing them in good old-fashioned terms. But in my spread, it's what are the obstacles. Now, the World card and the 5 of Swords. So something here is not being completed, because the communication that's going on with Linda, she's talking herself out of it. She's battling with herself. You might say, oh, this is other people. This is her reading. She, if she wanted to ask about, you know, George the dragon, or Jim, you know, the jumbo elephant, whatever it is she wants to ask about the character, the person, you know, her animals, her family, whatever. She's not. She's sad. What's going on in my life? I'm getting, you know, things are not working out. Too much of talking yourself out of things. And perhaps the conversation is conflict, mental defeat, giving up, maybe even bullying ourselves. And people say, how can that be? Well, sometimes people are very good, and I'm saying Linda is a Libra, okay? But some great examples are fire signs are really good at initiating things. I'm going to take that cushion away because I can't get close. And so fire signs go dashing in. They're fire, of course they do. But they don't always complete. And you'd be surprised about that, thinking, well, they made such good progress. What on earth could have gone wrong? Perhaps they run out of oomph. Perhaps they become exhausted. And perhaps they're battling with too many things. Also, communication with others is influencing her. You know, maybe she is actually being bullied by other people, so she cannot complete everything. Is kind of what she's saying, you know, my life's not great. It's in all areas. Why? What's going wrong? The completion, the word completion, is not completing. Don't go, oh, you're going to complete. You've got a negative card there. It doesn't mean that's a no. It really means that this is something, hi Tony, this is something that's actually saying there are influences that are causing a lot of obstacles, and this is to do with the conversations mentally that she's having with herself. And you might say, oh, she's doing it to herself, possibly. But it could also be that the influences of other people. Hello, Zoe. How are you? Jump on if you want to. If you want to sit back and relax, totally get it. All right, you let me know. So the influence of other people could actually be the problem. All right, and the problem could be, you know, oh, so-and-so said this today, and I don't feel like carrying on now anymore. You know, what's the point? I'm giving up. So we can, you know, you might be in a competition or up for promotion in work in some way, shape or form. And so what you're getting here is the background effects of other people's conversations that are affecting Linda's thoughts. And we said that, you know, she put it up there for me, for Linda, our Libra, I'm going to just try and bring that in. I'm glad you're well, passionate, Sashi, that's good. Hi, okay, let's, wonder if I can actually try and keep that there. Yeah, okay, let's see what happens there. I'm going to lock that. All right. So it might work, it might not, it might just disappear because it's set on a timer. It disappeared. Never mind, we'll keep trying. All right, so what have we got? We've got the influences that are affecting the mind. The mind then starts talking ourselves out of it. We've also got the fact that talking yourself out of it, you start believing, you start feeling that, you know, there is no point in completing what you were doing. Maybe you should just give up and walk away. So really, yeah, Linda is probably to blame for not being sort of, you know, stronger with her thinking. But we have to look at the fact there's probably background effects and reasons for that. Let's see what our next pair actually suggests. So you might go, oh gosh, what is that? You know, I never thought of that. Well, yeah, because your minor card is telling you what the influences are. And you might go, I don't know who it is. It's the position in your spread. And if you're not using a spread that actually is clear, whether it's Linda or Linda's boss or Linda's brother or Linda's husband, you know, or Linda's next door neighbour, or, you know, Linda's money. It depends. And all of those positions are there, I tell you. All right. So let's have a look at this one. Okay. Right. So we've got Linda, and she's saying, there's problems around me everywhere I go. Well, that's because she's going through a lot of transformation. And the transformational changes are affecting her emotionally. And you might say, oh gosh, Marie just said 5 of Swords. It's all about, you know, communication. It's all about our mental process. Indeed it is. But look at the Death card. Death card is astrological sign of anybody? Does anybody know? No? Okay. I know that, you know, by the time you type it, it's probably there. Scorpio. All right. So Scorpio is a water sign, and a water sign's element, you know, water, emotions. So Linda is going through a lot of transformations, very deep emotions. Why deep? The Death card is Scorpio. Scorpio does not do things emotionally by half measures. They're either all or they're nothing. All or nothing. How beautiful is that? But what is the obstacle? The Five of Swords is the obstacle for Linda. Again, a group of people that are affecting her, probably in a negative way, because that does not look like a great card, does it? We know that. Five of Swords. Yeah, perhaps she is finding that she feels because of the Death card, thinks because of Five of Swords, so it's both. Why does she feel that she's getting nowhere? Because whatever the background noise is playing havoc with her thinking and how she feels about those changes. And any changes are likely to not, in this current situation, make her feel that she is capable of bringing things to completion or to good use, or she's got this mindset. The mindset, of course, is telling you immediately what the obstacle is, and it doesn't matter why. We can just see. Five of Swords means she's disrupting everything she's doing. You cannot ignore that with any major card we're going to put here tonight. Okay, let's do another one just to show you. I'm just picking these at random, so I may end up with the same one. So Linda, what's happening with her? Linda the Libra. She's got obstacles. She's strong, but again, Five of Swords. She's been influenced. Her communication is telling her she's not strong. That's coming from her. It's probably coming from the outside for a reason. And how do we know? Well, we would then need to look at others. And in others, if there is somebody that's doing that, and there more likely is another person, unless it's an aspect of her, most definitely we could find out whether they are supporting her or not. All right? I can't show you an example of that. You really do have to do the courses. So there's a story. And I can assure you that how the spread actually looks, you can go up and down, I mean like a Celtic cross, that way. But then it gets really interesting and goes along like a Monopoly board. And each position is specific to a subject. So if somebody is asking about work, you go to that position. If somebody's asking about finances, you go there. If somebody's asking about the past, you're going there. If somebody's saying what the problem, we're going to. This would be the second part, just like a Celtic cross, the second pair that you'd put out. And you go, okay, you're strong, but you're talking yourself out of it. Maybe background effects are actually responsible for this, but you're your biggest saboteur. You're strong, you're healthy, you're courageous. But your mind, no, you really are not in the right frame of mind for this. Your mindset at the moment, anything you're doing, it's not the right time, because your mind is actually disturbing everything, disrupting everything, and anything, just like the card we started off with, anything you're setting out to do, you're not going to complete it. Why? Because you are talking yourself out of it, not finishing. I'm probably going, I don't know why it's happening. Well, this is what she needs to do, nurture herself like the Empress. Gild the lily, as it were, look after oneself, after the hairdressers, eat what you like, lounge around in beautiful flowing sort of fabrics that are comfortable and gorgeous, and adorn yourself with whatever it is that you like. Sorry, folks, I've got a tickle and I needed to scratch my ankle. Sorry. Whatever you need to actually do to make yourself feel that you're being good to yourself. Eat what you like, drink what you like. And people say, oh yeah, everything is in moderation, of course, but it's about being good to yourself, valuing yourself. But if she's doing, and we're not being told it's an excess here, she's turning around and actually sabotaging it with her own thinking. I've got one for you. Let's say that Linda said, even I want to lose weight and I don't know what it is to do everything. Negative thinking. She's negatively thinking. I'll do this. It's Tuesday, I want to give up. I started the diet on Monday, Tuesday. That would be sort of a perfect example of that. Not valuing herself enough, And she might say, oh, yes, I always finish, my children's food, as in I don't like to, as people do, I don't like waste. And none of us like waste, but you're not a dustbin. You can turn around and actually say, okay, I'm going to make a smaller portion, or I'm going to take that smaller portion and I'm going to freeze it for another time, another day. Do you see? Has anybody got any questions, or would anybody like to come on? You're more than welcome to do so. Right, for a moment, I'm going to show you our PDF. So, yeah, mock battles. Okay, so I'm back. There was some keywords for you, and if you are looking for keywords, two things. Number one, I've got keywords by PDFs on the website, and let's jump that out. I'll just show you very quickly. And it looks like this. So there you go. So keywords, I don't know if you could hear me then, I couldn't actually see my sound levels coming up on the mic. Sorry about that. So there's keywords there if you want them, but keywords are keywords, and it's nice to be able to actually have those. Use a journal, make notes. I still make notes after 30 years as a professional. So rewind before that, been making notes all my life about everything and anything. Once I've written it down, I'll go back to it if I would need to, as a point of reference to check something, to actually look at things further, or usually with me, I start developing an idea and coming up with something else. Just to let you know, it's not, I'm announcing it early, just in the sense of I'm not there yet, but I've started to, there's been blogs on my website for a while, but what I am trying to do is put a blog together of the highlights of the cards that I've used in our Tarot Tuesday, and I call it Tarot Tuesday Twists on my YouTube channel, and you can look at the playlists in there. They're not all complete yet. It takes a lot of time to change it from just a good old live with comments and me talking to you instead of just being something that is informative that somebody would like to watch without all the fluff, as it were. So I'm editing my way through all of that, and once I've done that, I'm then trying to put a blog together. So bear with me. If you are in a position where you would like to refer back to what's on the videos, and it's like winding it backwards and forwards, it is good to hear it, it is good to see it, and it's also good to actually have a little note. You can make your own notes, of course, but I'm trying to make it like a blog so that you've got a couple of snippets of what we've done, just breaking it down for you in the way that I would. So you've got that, and then of course I want you to add your beautiful uniqueness to it. Never feel you've got to do things exactly so. And you might say, oh, but I'm saying do this and this and this and this. You're not me. I'm not looking for a mini-me. I never wanted mini-me's on my platform. I wanted somebody that could actually, if they said they could do half an hour or an hour, they meant it. That's all. And if they weren't in a position of being able to be used to that, and they don't know how to do that, this is why I came in and helped them. And there were people that was also, curious, like I was just wanted to know more, just curious about everything, and got very, very fond of one particular thing. And mine was tarot. And yeah, I do, you know, that I am always never without a crystal. I'm always showing you crystals. You know, I've even got these. Look, these are runes that are crystals. You see? So, you know, I'm sure you can see that. Yeah? All sorts. Beautiful stones. Yeah? So, you know, they're always beside me. Always there. And, you know, I know passionate surgery. Crystals. How can crystals actually help you with your reading? Well, they can amplify your readings and they can bring you back to your balance. And people say, I'm joking. Look at your watch, folks. And, you know, I know there's Apple Watches, sorry. and yeah, but if you look at a quartz watch, quartz is in it. It's the crystal that's keeping the balance of time in the timepiece. You see? So, you know, if you're someone that's always nervy, just by nature, that's who you are, you're never going to be any different if you get a crystal. Okay, it'll just make it more of you, which is fine, you know, unless you want to change that, of course. Oh, I do recommend white sage. White sage is fabulous. You know what? I haven't talked about smells and things like that for a long, long time. I actually started, I think, with aromatherapy. Absolutely, definitely recommend white sage. Definitely, definitely, definitely. It really is. It's perfect. Sage is wonderful for cleansing, any kind of sage. Absolutely. What else? You know, I even will turn around and use, oh gosh, I can't, my mind's gone. I like tea tree for clearing things. I find it very pure, very beneficial. But I do sage, and white sage is wonderful. I sage everywhere. I have stones that actually are there for protection. So when you're reading, it's really good to be able to feel that you can either amplify things and, you know, your crystals, that's what they're doing. Or you've got those that protect you. Cacti, they will protect you. So if you've got, I don't know, you've got the bus going past, the train going past, you know, traffic, or it's a lot of noise in the street from the high street, or you know, just happen to be in a neighbourhood that's busy and you don't want to be disturbed. Use a cactus, but don't put it in your room, put it by the actual window, and the window then, like on the window sill behind, you can see beyond the skirting board there, but if you can, put it on the windowsill and just have it sort of on the ledge of the window. Also, I put crystal underneath all of my sinks or toilets, the U bit. Why? Because crystal is bringing things into balance so that only the waste that is toxic or no good and needs to go is delivered down the waste pipes, and not the good stuff, i.e. health, finance, you know, nutrition, wealth, abundance, all those kind of things. And yeah, I use rose quartz. It's in every room, including my studio here. I've got amethyst right beside me here. You're probably tired of seeing it. If you want to see the amethyst, I'll get it for you. What else? Crystal ball, you know, all of these things are your tools. And it's not me saying you've got to do this. It's have fun. Treat you. Okay, what's going on with Linda in our reading here? It's our fictitious lady in our reading tonight. She's saying, nothing's going right for me. Everything seems to be crumbling. I'm not happy. Or everything's a battle. Actually, everything is a battle mentally for Linda. That's what's wrong. No matter what card we are putting in front of this. So What does the Fool and the Five of Swords mean for Linda? Quite simply, it's saying anything new she's starting, she's dismantling it halfway. Anything new. Where are we getting the new from? The Fool. Let's do another one. Okay, Linda's actually really the magician. That's who she is. So what's going on around her is she's got all the tools. She's quite clever. She's got all the tools on the table. The tools are actually the sword, we've got the cup, we've got the wand, we've got the crystal wand in a hand, the magician, we've got the infinity sign above the head, and we've got the pentacle. So we've got the 4 elements. And the 4 elements are the thought process, it's intelligent. The emotion actually is good with the drive. So really, on a good day, she's quite, this must be a phase she's going through. So if we looked at this and saw Linda, we'd go, gosh, you've got it all there, but you're talking yourself out of that. You're a bit of a genius. What's going on here? And then you'd start digging and looking. Is she upset? Is it something that someone said? It's her, but we've got to look at why. And there may be nothing. Might be the well-being's, not in a great place. She's not. Sometimes people's nutrition can have a really negative effect upon their health and well-being. So that's going to affect them mentally, where they're actually probably not sure of themselves and don't feel right. That can be the case. Not that we're writing a prescription or predicting health, but we can look at their well-being and go, are you eating all right? They're probably saying, not really, eating garbage, or skipping meals, or I'm not hungry, or yeah, I'm eating all the wrong stuff. You'll probably hear that. And it's like, okay, you know what? It's having an effect upon sort of mentally, perhaps, depends what cards it is, depends where it is. But I'm giving you an example. Normally, we've got this healthy genius, the magician. That's Linda. 5 of Swords. She's dismantling it, disrupting it mentally, probably based on reasons. We don't know what those reasons are. That would be in the effects of others, if at all, or it could be down to Linda in her physical, which is why I'm talking about nutrition, her emotional, which might be her friends, her family, her neighbours, her loved ones. Work, it could be, and we could find all of this, because there is a position and you've just got to train yourself to go, there it is. That's where that goes. And it's just learning to actually go, if I get these 2 cards sorted, and you've got 22 major cards, don't feel you need to know everything. I am giving you everything that I think is worthwhile. You then will at some point go, I always say this, but another time, actually, I didn't want to say that. I wanted to go for something that you said. So I went and read a book, and then I found this, and then the next time I read something else. It will develop. The more you do it, the more you will actually pull it together. And if you're not at the stage of being able to practice, that's a shame, because really and truly, and people say, oh, I don't want to, then you need to go and find yourself a tarot partner or a tarot buddy. And Facebook groups, everyone says they're great. Be very careful. I wouldn't recommend them, even though I've got a couple myself. I just don't think that's the place for it. But, if you find and it works for you, that's great. Why? I think it can be spammed. I think you can get opinions. I think it can be difficult. And I think that it can be just like the 5 of Swords, actually, a bit bullyish and a bit clicky. So perhaps not the right place. You just need to find somebody that you actually feel that you would like to practice on, and they'd like to practice on you. But again, that can get out of control too. You know, I know two of mine that were doing that, and they were swapping backwards and forwards. And Dan was always giving, I'm going to call her Cassandra because she's got a very unusual name. Dan was always giving Cassandra more readings, and when Dan wanted a reading, Cassandra was busy. She had a lot more going on than him. But that's not really the issue, is it? Can you see? Cassandra, as I will call her, had two children and no one around, and she did a job. But you can't take and not actually reciprocate something back over and over. And these two were, Cassandra was asking Dan every day. And that's great practice, providing it's balanced and it's working both ways. And Dan didn't mind at first, but then he did start to mind. Be careful, all right? And perhaps that's what this place is for. Ask here, ask amongst yourselves, and you don't feel, it's a bit like when you don't want to feel that you're obligated or resentful or, in debt or feelings of resentful, that, oh my gosh, I'm burdened now, with having to do this. Only do it if it's right for you, all right? So it can help you. And it's nice if you are able to kind of come on and have a third party, perhaps like myself, to try and sort of say, hey, you know what, Zoe made a great point, passionate, Sanji said this, why don't we look for more? Gosh, what do you think? Well, could it be this? You're on the right path, that kind of thing. That's where it's really, really a lot of fun. So, if there's any requests for what you want the major card to be, now's the time to type it in and let me know. Let's see, what's this one? So what's going on in Linda's world that's causing obstacles? Anybody? You know something? This is a really good one. Anybody? Of course, it's an aspect of herself, all right? But the Emperor represents her, but it's also telling us something else. So the Emperor, she's controlling everything way too much. And she's too controlling, too logical, probably trying to do enterprises that she feels she's losing control of things. So it's also the fact that her enterprises, remember this is her enterprises, she's sabotaging them mentally because they're feeling as if they're burdening her. It's pretty normal for people who are, and we don't know because this has not come up in the position of work, but you could say, well, maybe Linda's self-employed. Why? Because the Emperor can imply that you're running your own empire of sorts, or that she's got an enterprise going on. Could be, not always the case, but that can actually make you feel that you're overwhelmed and that she's trying to control everything so much, probably controlling some of it and then sabotaging the rest. Any ideas what I mean by that? Does anybody know what I mean when I say you could be sabotaging the rest? Think. The Emperor card is about enterprises. The enterprises, whether it's her day job or whether it's her hobby or whether it's her part-time or whatever it is, there's an enterprise here. That some things, there's obstacles. 5 of Swords, it's mental, okay? But something is causing this disruption. And 5 of Swords is battles and disruption. And it's usually, I keep saying, 5 in tarot is always because you are midway. When you start, you're full of it. Oh yeah, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. Ace, that's an ace of swords. 2 of Swords, oh yeah, I know I've got this and I'm thinking this and I'm thinking that and I don't know which way and I need to make a decision. Then we go through the rest of it, you know, and just get to that point where we're midway, and suddenly it becomes much more complicated, and the finishing line is we're only halfway. We've got all this to go through again, and we're fed up now. So what could be happening here, I'll help you, quite simply is, if you've got an enterprise and the Five of Swords is coming up, and it doesn't matter whether it's a tiny thing, maybe, you know, a market stall at the weekend, yes, but the Five of Swords is saying that in actual fact, she's talking herself out of everything to the exclusion of her not being happy mentally, because the Emperor, she's more in control of that enterprise and everything else is falling apart. So it's probably controlling her. You know, sometimes people say, oh, you've got your own business. And people say yes, and they go, well, if you're the boss, aren't you supposed to be in control? And people say, well, yeah, I am. And they go, well, it sounds to me like the business is controlling you. Think outside of the box what it could mean. Maybe she feels controlled by her enterprises. Maybe she feels that temptation from people, Five of Swords could be the group that she's gathering with. And, you know, people say to me, oh, you're Billy No Mates, you know. You don't come out to play. You're always in your office. Yes, that's where I work. I'm not always there, but I am disciplined. I am disciplined. Very in that area. It's those are my hours, that's what I'm doing. Okay, sometimes I overdo it, but not to the exclusion of everything. There's something that's time sensitive, you use common sense, don't you? But you can do that providing that you know that there's a limit, there's a point. You can. So the reason that our lovely Linda, the Libran, is not finding life easy, and we're looking at the obstacles in her reading and going, why would the Emperor be an obstacle fused with the Five of Swords? If we fuse it together even more, Five of Swords, you know what, she is in control. The major card is telling you what's happening. Five of Swords is saying what's sabotaging it. The minor card, it will always tell you what is the influence that's affecting why this is going to happen, or get stuck, or go ahead, or, you know, give up. Let's have a look at another one, might help. Let's just choose something randomly. I hope it's not one we had before. It is yuck. How about this? Obstacles. So we're sticking with Linda, and it's one of those things where I'm going to say to you, bear with me for 1 second. I'm going to play this. Okay, I'm probably on the wrong scene. I've got different scenes going on. Remind me which one we were on. Anybody? Why did I show you that? Right, first of all, I had a tickle coming, so it's like, okay, I'll come on mic and have a sip of water. And number two, I do want to show you that on the website there is that birth chart calculator or natal chart there. It's free. Make use of it. Find out about you. Find out about what is your sun sign, your moon sign, your ascendant, your Mars, whatever you like. Read the whole lot. go and, you know, really, really enjoy finding out about you. Oh, you can turn around and get all sorts of reports if you want to, but start off just kind of going, I'm more than just, you know, a Scorpio, or I'm, you know, where is my ascendant, or where is my moon, or, you know, if you like my dear old sister, Porcala, she has got Cancer in, you know, she's a Cancerian sun sign, and her moon and her ascendant. Oh my gosh, so much water. But you know what? She nurtures, and that's what she is. She feels everything. Everything's about how she feels, her sensitivity, not in a psychic way, but in a way that manifests itself in her family and her friendships, and, you know, how she feels about everything. Right, we were talking, I can't remember, I think I went for temperance. Pretty sure it's temperance. I remember now, sorry, I just could feel that tickle. So rather than actually embarrass myself, I put that on. Temperance and the Five of Swords. Why is that coming up for Linda in the obstacles? Temperance, she's not balanced. There is no balance. She is not fusing her emotions and everything, probably. Temperance is a card of balance, but it's also, people forget this, it's really, really a great travel card. Just look at the angel wings there and think of flights. Perhaps never forget that again. And then think of it as in, well, look, doesn't it look glorious, the place that our angel is standing amidst all of that? Holidays. And also look at the feet. One's in the water, one's on the land. So it's being grounded while testing new waters very gently. The Five of Swords, again, is the mental state of disrupting that, no matter what we're doing. So it's not what's she doing? Well, anything to do with short breaks or holidays or air travel or mixing and blending. And this is the card of socialising as well. It really is. It's a card that's linked to sort of travel lodges, holidays, hotels, that kind of thing, and the air travel because of the wings. Well, she's talking herself out of everything and anything. Could be influences from, you know, others, but it's come. Linda's got a choice, and at this moment in time, she's not choosing that, and she's not happy. So we're trying to tell her there may be a choice. We may be looking at, you know, what's going on. And there is a right time and a wrong time. So we're not saying, hey, this is you, you've got to shake out of it. You can't do that. What you can do is actually say, okay, I can see it's challenging. And it seems here, you know, people will keep moving the goalposts, putting themselves last all the time. And when they don't do that, they're probably not doing anything very well, is my point, because they're probably not in the right frame of mind to actually do the work. They're sitting there, but nothing's happening. They're just putting in the hours. The flow and the creativity is not there. They're tired. They can't think straight. There's no creativity. You know, their emotions are actually affecting their judgment. It would probably been better off going off for, you know, a short break, as in for the weekend, and going, I feel refreshed now, coming back. So sometimes it can be something that's not so obvious. And I know the conclusion is to go, Five of Swords, I've been told that's bullies. I've been told that's gossip. It can. Where is it in the spread? Is she the bully? She's bullying herself. This is obstacles for her. And whatever's going on, if it is, we don't know that because we are not looking in the position, as I've put this up tonight and said, this is coming up in the obstacles. We are not looking anywhere else. So if we were to look at this, let's just do it for a moment and go, and this comes up. That was random, and we've got the Sun card. And let's say this is now in Can't be, because we've got the Five of Swords out, but Linda has in the obstacles, and there's not two Five of Swords. But let's say Linda's come back a week later and said, I really am suffering. Can you have a look? And we look. And in others' positions, we've got the Sun and the Five of Swords. So this is other people now. We're saying this is other people. What do we have? The Sun. Somebody's really transparently, because the child is naked, so they are not even hiding it. Somebody who's really affecting her sunshine. All right, and that's probably not that obvious, but it is. They are mentally, they're clicking with other people. And the Sun card, you know, it's family. It's all of our personal goals. So we don't know absolutely for sure, because we haven't got a court card. A court card is always an aspect of the person having the reading and an aspect of who is around them as well. Yeah, definitely trying to dim her light. That's it. So this is somebody that's, you know, bit like, you know, those friends that sort of, not friends, and they kind of go, oh, you know, oh, I don't think you should do that. And they're very subtle about it. This isn't subtle. This is so transparent. We know that. And it's probably family. Who, parents, we're not getting that. We're not, you know, we're not getting her parents. We're not getting, could be her children. How do we know that? The Sun card relates to children. Okay, Zoe, if you're on Facebook, got one of those people that are just hopping on, trying to get people to have readings with them. So just take the notice, anybody, if you're getting that. It's nothing to do with us. Just they end up in that. So yeah, you are in a position to say this is somebody in the family. And yeah, they are mentally really messing with you, but they're doing it in a verbal way that are affecting your thoughts. Verbal, Five of Swords. It's not underhand, definitely not, because you've got something here that's actually saying, I've got nothing to hide. Look at me. I've got nothing to hide at all. Nothing to hide. You know, and whatever it is that's affecting Linda, as in is coming from the Sun card, the family, personal group of friends, personal goals in life, definitely dimming her light. And Five of Swords, they're doing so openly. They're probably going, you don't want to do that. What do you want to do that for? You're not like that. You're to this. You're not that. You haven't got that. You've got this. Got it. Got it. Thanks, Zoe. No problem. Sorry about that. We'll get there. So, we've always got people that actually want to turn around and go, I feel a great connection with you. I'm drawn to you out of anybody else. Really? That's the Five of Swords, as in turning around and saying, I'm messing with your mind. You know, in this scenario, the Sun card, all done, we've got rid of them, thank you very much. There we go. So what we've got is somebody in the family or somebody in their personal circle. Sun card also would make us think of fire signs. All right, so Aries, Leo and Sagittarius possibly around them, or could be that they are an air sign, but we haven't got any proof of that because we haven't got a court card either. All right, yeah, could be that somebody is gossipy, but they are really being transparent with it. I want you to see that, you know, on that horse like a child, showing it off. Yeah, I don't mind what, I'm really, I am this is what I'm saying. Last one, folks, 5 minutes. Oh gosh, I keep getting that one coming up for a reason. We'll have another water card. The element of water, our darling chariot, the chariot which connects to the Cancer, the sign of Cancer, I beg your pardon, and the element. Right, so what does this mean? Let's go back to the original question. I just used the last one as an example. If it was an outside influence, I want this to be back to what we were talking about. What's the obstacle that's going on for me at work? Well, it looks here as if this is one of those where I would say to you, something at home is on your mind, okay? And it's affecting whatever's going on in your domestic life, your home life is affecting everything. And mentally, you are finding it really difficult. You are finding you're probably not pleasing anyone, including yourself. And it's domestic matters. How do we know that? Because the chariot links to astrology, which is why I showed you go and look at my website and use the free natal chart. We will never charge for it. That's what it is. That's there. That is as it is. Unless take it away one day and we can't get it anymore, then that's how it is. And you're lucky, because I've just paid a huge amount of money for software for me to continue on my astrology course, and I can tell you it was like $300. Brilliant. You can see the connection. You can see the problem. The major card's telling you what it is. Background effects are the same. So we did this the other way round with a major arcana, and the more we do it, the more it's starting to come. This is home. All right. And also think of a Cancerian. If you don't know a Cancerian, pick one as in he's a celebrity. Google it. I could tell you a few, but pick one of your own, because the ones I think about, unfortunately, are no longer with us. Princess Diana, George Michael, people like that. Sensitive, but also this is a home matter. It's domestic. It's the 4th house in astrology. So if you go and look at the birth chart calculator that's for free on my website, you can find out more about this astrological stuff, enough to be able to go, I know my signs. You need to know, you really need to know your signs with tarot. Even if you see people on YouTube or anywhere, TikTok, whatever it is, doing, pick a pile, they will always, well, most of the time, even if they're right or wrong, even if they're there for 10 seconds or, they're brilliant or they're not brilliant, they know the elements. And they will go, all signs or all air signs, and they will name them. And they've got that knowledge to know what they're doing. So, if you don't know a bit of astrology, there's an awful lot in tarot that, it's so much fun to actually know for sure, for certain, because your cards are code. And really learning how to read that code, what a privilege. How fabulous. Some people say, I can't be bothered. Well, that's fine. My family's like that. None of my family are interested, but I am. And, digging and putting pieces of the puzzle together, it's all code. So, yeah, this is a connection with domestic matters. Something at home is really, really bothering her mentally. The communication at home is not good, and that's where the obstacle lies. I sort of do one more, and here we go. That was just fluke because it's numbered one. My PDF 1 to 22. The devil. So what's the obstacle here? Well, an aspect of her is probably the devil. She is probably the devil herself. But look at that picture. Which of characters is it? Is she the devil? Or is she the Adam or the Eve that we see in the chains, enslaved to the pedestal that the devil is perched upon? So I would say, looking at this quite simply, the obstacle here is too much temptation. And you know what? If you are feeling, the way to say it is, if you are feeling puppeteered by someone or something, even if it's you, and they may not know, they may actually go, oh, it's me, but in actual fact, they could be so pleased with the fact that they're trying to actually get somewhere that in actual fact, it's becoming that they're on a mission, like that goat climbing that mountain, heading to the top, you know, that everything's in the way. So they can be their own devil or of temptation, as in, because they're looking for the status. So what I'm trying to say is we don't know. You would need to be able, you can't go, right, my intuition is telling me you're Adam or you're Eve or you're the devil. We have three things there, and it's not a guessing game. And the second card is not telling you who is who either. We haven't got a court card here. And we don't know any more than this is in the position of the obstacles. You've got to piece the other pieces of the story together. But what we can gather is you would not be expected to go, well, do you think it's her or not? No. You're just kind of going, right, something's puppeteering you. You know, maybe you're feeling a temptation to be free of this sort of chains mentally that's binding you. Don't have to say who. You know, we don't know. You might say, oh, that's me. Or it's my boss. Or it's my family. Or it's my finances. I've only got to do it for a short period of time. Yeah? You won't be doing it to climb the ladder of success, because this devil card is all about status and reputation. So sometimes we can be really mean to ourselves while we pave the way. Always think of a devil card linked to Capricorn. Capricorn is not there for the ego. It's not like, do you see who I am? They're not like that. They are really quite harsh, but they are doing it, not like Aquarians doing it because somebody needs to do it, needs to be done. Capricorns, or when the devil card comes up, are reaching an ambition to climb on behalf of what it is that they believe is, maybe it's their company, maybe it's their career. You know, they believe in something, and so therefore they are going to, step by step, build that up. It's like building a community, building a house, building a company, building a community, you know, building a theatre, whatever it is. They are going step by step by step for and on behalf of that. So they can be enslaved because of that project. Of course it's them that's decided it. But the point being, we cannot say, oh my gosh, they're absolutely, you know, someone's been really awful around them. Look at that devil card, da 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 da. There's a lot of things going on there. And if you look at Adam and Eve, the loose chains around their neck, they could remove them at any time. It's a choice. Why do people do that? Because they can only do it for a short period of time, or better the devil I know until I find something that I believe in that's better. Remember what I said, the belief of a Capricorn is they're believing in whatever it is that they're building towards, stepping up the mountain, step by step. Okay, I'm going to say bye-bye, and thank you for having me, and great questions. And thanks for your help, and don't forget, I will see you on Thursday, where we are looking at our next minor arcana card, which will be, I think, the Six of Swords. All right, so been a long day, folks, forgive me. I'm going to say bye-bye. Thanks for having me, and do take care of yourselves and each other. Until next time, bye for now.